up against Izak and Poland in the final.
It feels great to be the final again. I just showed everybody that it was not a coincidence.
We have a fun team. We're having a great time playing here. We're all very competitive. We all want to win.
Confuzzled there is Hamzy, the boy we're talking about, steps out.
Come on, Hamzy!
Standing up strong here with a second. Hamzy, this is sensational play.
I think I've picked a really good team for this tournament.
Yeah. Here we go. Look.
This
That's
It's going to be difficult to counter not Friberg, but his in-game leading.
I think 4-8. He knows there are players on the other side, though. Wants to find the opportunity, and there it is through the smoke. Does deny the pilot. Beg your pardon.
10 seconds, Henry.
Oh, God, this is going to have to work out.
Friberg has lots of experience when it comes to team play.
I think we can beat them this year and bring the trophy back to Sweden.
I really wanted to play against Sweden again in Stockholm. It always tastes better to win against such team.
I want to say to Izak, doesn't matter how much you guys have practiced, it's just going to make you feel worse when we beat you.
There was some real showcase of skill in that video, and one of those, I think, was our casters, Henry and Chad. They've been putting in a shift here, and you know, they're at huge events all the time, and they're still taking it super seriously when they're doing that cast. It's wonderful to see. It's like almost like a thing that these players can take away after and look at clips of themselves that have been cast over by two huge names in the scene. I think that's awesome. But at this point, do you think that sort of pressure that's going to have been mounting on these players over time could get to them?
I'm just making sure Hamzy's headset's on because I want to say it now. He is probably the player that's been most affected by pressure so far in this tournament because he can frag. We saw it, the clip himself. He's very capable fragger. There's a reason he's still in this competition. He's in the grand final, for heaven's sake. But the first game he played on this stage, you could just see it in his gameplay. You could almost physically see the shaking of his crosshair. He was kind of really slow to make decisions. He seemed a little lost. And as his tournament has progressed, he's looked better and better. And I do want to just keep an eye on him and see if he can play as well as I know he's capable of.
Jeff, anything you'd like to add?
I've seen Friberg being pretty confident.
You see that venom from
That's
him?
the mindset of the whole Swedish team there. I've talked to each one of them, and they always told me, we're going to beat them. It's okay. We're good. Where the Polish are more humble, more about, yeah, we practiced. I think we're ready for this. So I think, yeah, it's pretty much going to be like this. We're going to be a tight match. I'm hoping for great Counter-Strike here.
And if anyone hasn't seen the games coming up to this one, it has to be said, do not underestimate these polls because we have seen Soren mad with the AWP. Like, you know, he's hitting shots that, you know, we see in Tier 1 Counter-Strike. He's getting rounds we see in Tier 1 Counter-Strike. Perhaps not the opponents, but either way, fantastic stuff. You've got Norot, who's been doing ridiculous things. His positioning, especially on the T side, keep your eyes on Norot. LYS
List as well,
fantastic. Yeah, List, excuse me. On the CT side in particular, he's just an absolute turret. And the list goes on from there. You know, you get to see a little bit more from Kilkapi, still yet to make his real splash.
Yeah, he's playing that mindset in Counter-Strike. He told me he watched our match to prepare for watching us playing against us tomorrow, which he did. And he kind of outplayed us, and I'm expecting the same here. But the thing is, the Swedes didn't prepare. So you cannot really read their game. That's why this match is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, you can't know what they're doing if they don't.
Exactly.
You know?
That's some real meta thought processing.
We don't know what we're doing. They don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, and
Friberg.
To everybody watching, don't forget, like all the other maps, we do have an MVP vote. And so please do write ! followed by the player of your choice. It can't be one of the captains. And at the end of the at the end of the map, we will see who your MVP was. Again, another sort of awesome trophy for those players to potentially receive.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, okay, well, you know, we're pretty much ready to go. I think the players are still kind of just going over a few things. And so is there anything else you'd like to share, Alex?
I mean, I think one thing in particular has not gone mentioned yet is that there has been one player from the Swedish roster that we don't talk about or haven't talked about as much. And it's usually just because he's not in my eye line. But Wolfie, as a player, he seems to be like, I mean, he's consistently dropping 20s to 30s. He's looked probably, I mean, the fact that he's doing so well, but also so consistently, is not something I was expecting to see. This isn't the caliber of player I was expecting to see here. He feels like he could, you know, he's capable of taking a couple of extra steps in the scene.
With these final thoughts, Jeff, before you get into your point, let's involve Henry and Chad and get this show on the road.
So we've made it, boys. Grand final time.
Yeah.
Super Sunday. I liked Friberg's video. You seen he had that vinegar boiling up inside him. He wants to show
you
what
love
he's
that
made
phrase,
of.
Henry.
Yeah.
We've been hearing a lot of that from you outside the show. Jeff, you were just making a final point. Maybe you want to throw it over to those guys?
No, I'm all good there.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, Henry and Chad, thanks again for sticking around. I can't wait to see what you guys do in this final.
Thank you so much, Parla. Chad, here we go then. Team Sweden, who I thought would be the strongest team within this tournament. They have made it to the grand final, but going up against the synergy, the teamwork, the strategies, the grizzled veterans, the team that have been practicing the most, Team Poland, led by Izak. I would say Sweden has more firepower, and we're starting on train, which is great news for them. We know that's their favorite map. That's where Game does his best work. But Poland, we know they've got some executes on train. Will that be enough to topple the AWP of Game and the firepower of Friberg?
Not only that, they have the reigning champion Izak there, but we're ready to go, Henry. This one here is presented by the ROG Strix Scar Edition. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. The grand final of the ROG Join the Republic Community Challenge. We have two teams on the server right now. They've battled through the tournament, Chad. We've got Team Sweden led by Friberg, Team Poland led by Izak, the current defending champion. He's got a fresh team this time around, but I feel like the firepower on the Swedish side might be too much to handle. Sure, Izak has the strategies, but Friberg has a secret weapon in the form of Game. The AWP, probably the best of this entire tournament, and I'm hoping he can put on a bit of a show for us today, just because it's great when he starts hitting shots.
He's going to have a battle, though, going against Soren, who we have seen have a interesting tournament thus
That's
far.
true.
He has looked good on Mirage, but then he dropped off on other maps. If he can lift back to that form, it could be a head-to-head AWP duel to set and kick this one off. But Henry, we're about to get underway. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, get on up, it's grand final time!
Oh, grand final time, I like that, Chad. That is good. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chad has set the scene. There will be 4 sets of armor for Team Izak starting on the T side here. They indeed lost the knife. They're using a Molotov very quickly here. Suggests they will be committing fully towards the outside bomb site here. It's up to Hamzy, one of the lesser talented players within I want to find the best word there, you know.
Support
but Friberg will be opening things up, and Wolfie will be knocking them all down. 3 versus 2 now. Bomb should be planted. That's why most teams opt to go towards the inside bomb site. Kilkapi and Izak now to defend. There is a smoke and a diffuse kit available on the support player, Hamzy, and the retake will begin hopefully together. They won't go one by one. It might not matter though. Game just popping off heads left, right, and center. Kilkapi though, he's doing damage, Chad. It was a 3 versus 1. He brings it into the 1 versus 1, looking for kills as he goes along. He has not got a Molotov here, but remember, Game has now got the kit. He's full HP at the same time. This could stick this one if he really wants to. I would say that's a valuable idea, but there it is. Kilkapi says no, and now things have become very awkward indeed for Game. He's going to have to stick it and hope for the best. Kilkapi's done it, Chad. That's excellent work by him. 3 versus 1. He steps up, wins a round for Team Poland.
Poised, I think, is a fantastic word to describe Kilkapi in that scenario, pulling off that huge pistol round victory for the team. A great way for Poland to kick off this grand final campaign and potentially defend their title against the hungry Swedes. Now, we did have the Swedes in the grand final last year as well, but they were led by none other than Makalele. This time, Friberg stepped up to the plate. See if he can do a better job, and he's got the team involved in a force buy here. A couple of deagles. Yeah, P250. There's Navrot. We're going to pronounce it correctly today, Henry.
Yes. Just in time. Yes,
got his name in lockdown, and he's pushed out, and he's looking aggressively for more. Maybe biting off a little bit more than he can shoot.
Remember, the Swedish players are very good with the pistols. They've lost the initial kill, but still, they're going to be deadly. With these Desert Eagles, the scouts as well. It's Hamzy with that weapon, and there's the first shot. Game blows off the head of the aforementioned Navrot, and Hamzy's chiming in as well. I told you, Chad, as soon as these guys get going, you give them a target, they're going to start hitting. They may not have all the strategies, but they certainly do have aim. As Friberg starts to demonstrate what he can do with the deagle, takes Izak Izak down to 7 HP. This is looking very scary now for Team Poland. Remember though, Friberg has been tagged up and KillCapy does what he can there. Double frag coming through, but is it enough? Game finds his third frag of the round. Now Soren, the AWPer of Team Poland's got his work cut out for him. Up against Friberg and Game, the two best players on the Swedish side. The bomb is down, but he has got time on his side. Unfortunately, no utility here. So what's the play? He's going to take it very slow and tentatively. He can wait. He's probably got the information from his teammates that both players are indeed low. Now has the bomb. CTs won't be aware of this. Game finds a Khalil. So Soren can just separate one of them. He has a very good chance of clutching this one out. He might look towards main entrance. That's where Game will be. He does indeed check it, but doesn't quite catch the CT there. Going to be spotted now. Goes down to 11 points of health. That's massively bolstered the chances of Team Friberg here. Can Sereni do anything about this? Time ticking away. It looks very unlikely at this point as it comes to its logical conclusion. He might be able to get one, but Game says no. And it's going to be 4 kills from him in total, Chad. And even with a 5-on-4 against the Pistols, it's Sweden that comes out on top.
Fantastic work there by the Force buying Game, the one you've painted as the hero, as the potential superstar behind Friberg in this matchup. Would have put his stamp, his mark on the game nice and early. Soren did have a good chance there. I think the clock was his biggest enemy, but they will drop and they will go into the round with a Force buyer of their own. 4 Deagles and a CZ, a little bit of utility. Now Rot is going to get out into Nook. A lot of information, a lot of territory taken early. See if he can catch someone sleeping, someone not expecting him to have this aggressive position. He's just tucked up in the corner there, waiting to see if anybody wants to get hungry, and Hamzy does, and he's going to check it, but not properly, Henry. We talk about doing the lazy checks the corners, and that was one of them.
There's no real need to even force that frag, really. It's such a high-risk maneuver there. He could have dropped some utility, gone with a friend above him. Anything on the ladders, on the red train, that would have been at least beneficial, but he gets taken down. They don't get the trade. Hamzy, we know he suffers from nerves in these big games there. Now in the grand final, he's going to be feeling it more than ever. Game seems cool, calm, and collected, though. He's got that AK-47 in hand, wants to find frags, and frags he shall find. As he takes down Izak there, we have got a low HP player in the form of Navrot. Less than a minute remaining. We have got 3 smokes remaining there, but Soak spots a couple towards Ivy. That'll push them back, and things could still fall apart here for Sweden. Game stepping up once again, finds his second.
That was 2 for Navrot, now 2 for Game. 3 pieces of each left on the board.
They still have a smoke to work with as well. KillCapy can smoke down the lower ramp. We know that Team Sweden usually just has Wolfie there by himself, right? So we'll see whether that works out. There's actually no one towards inside right now. Wolfie's all the way back at Connector. So if that smoke came through, he's not going to do any damage with that UMP at that sort of range. But a good incendiary to buy him some time. He can fall back. That's just suggesting I'm here close range. You might want to be going outside at this point.
He needs to be playing the inner side at this point as the smoke will drop down low ramp. He is going to spot it, and the call will come in for the rotation. Flash to potentially blind anyone up, but it's not going to do anything. They're looking into city spawn. Henry Friberg thinks something is up here, but he will push forward. Going towards Pop Dog. Long range duel by Wolfie with the UMP. Going to tag some damage now, Adam. Friberg close. 1, 2. That's 2 huge kills there, and 1 more player remaining on the high ramp. LYS. Or List. I believe it is.
We've got to make sure we get everything corrected.
We want the names right today, Henry.
Yeah, we want to give them the highlight reels. We want to have them some clips to take home with them. Make sure we pronounce the names correctly. But there it is, Friberg. That's a pretty easy procedure for him. Pushing up towards the bomb train there. Gets information they've been tagged up. He goes in like a ninja, if you will, Chad. In pajamas, perhaps.
Well, he was wearing some
You gonna go
optics.
What?
I don't know. I don't know where to go with optics. I don't know. It was a reach. But anyway, an eco coming out for Izak and Co. Flashbang in the hand of Soren. I think Soren may be the leader, the in-game leader, because I was having a bit of a chat to him before, Henry. And he seems very confident in himself. He seems very confident in the pronunciation of his teammates. And that's always important to have. This is just going to be an inside explosion. We see this one time and time again, and we have seen Wolfie mitigate this attack multiple times. He's going to do the same old, same old. Molotov comes down. You can't get in. The door is closed. The big bad wolf is home, and you're not getting into his house.
Yeah, he is very good at inside. We think he plays it like the pros. Obviously watches the demos. He might not be as skilled as them, but he knows the routines, what he has to do, the grenades to throw, when to fall back, and I think it's actually quite impressive to watch him play that particular area. He'll go towards outside, but you're just feeding the beast right now. Game finds another 3K. He's the AWP, but it seems he can get it done with the rifle as well. He does not get the 4th, but still, his money is going to be out of control, Chad. He's got $11,000, 10 kills, 1 death as we go into round number 5. The first real gun round here, but he's got the AK-47. He probably doesn't want to upgrade. He's in the zone with his weapon right now. Don't need to change things up. Of course, Soren, as you mentioned, is the AWPer of Team Poland. I would say one of the more notable AWPers in this
Definitely
tournament.
so.
Yeah, like he saved his team against Russia. Every minute they were 35 down, he came to life and gave a very good performance here. But this is certainly a bonus round here, and I'm sure Sweden will mix things up as Stoke goes aggressive towards Ivy, flashing through.
That is a fantastic play there by Soren to counter the jiggle peek of Wolfie. Unfortunately, Smoke came in. He was unable to land the shot and gets away, but it's good Wolfie on notice. He's had to expend a Molotov now, and that's something he uses to defend the site. Normally in this scenario, that would cheat a player over, and his rotator has been Friberg from time to time, but he's all the way pushed up close to mid. So this default spread that we've got right now from the polls, getting the information, relaying it back to the in-game leader, and from there they'll make a decisive decision, but damage being done to Soak through the smoke.
Yeah, significant damage of that. He goes down towards 15 points of health. That is not ideal. Friberg now, he knows he has to step up here. Good little flashbang to get control of Pop Dog. No one going to be in there. He goes in before the pop flash goes off because the player presumably will turn around when they see the flashbang, try and dodge it. So he wants to get in there first. It lands behind him, so he has an advantage in that sense. So that's quite nice to see. 50 seconds remaining.
Is going to be an outer split here by the looks of things. This Ivy commitment is coming in thick and fast. They might be able to find that opening frag onto Soak, the 16-year-old. He has struggled with pressure too, but Izak is actually going to find the following captain of Sweden. Friberg over towards... Oh, that's a fantastic nade, but he doesn't have any information. He doesn't know if it's done anything. They're going to boost over the box. He's going to see it, but Navrot, too quick, grabs the frag and open up the bomb side. It's just Hamzy all alone in a 1-on-5.
You can see this is a very methodical, pre-planned take of the outside bomb side. That smoke to the right-hand side suggests we're going towards the backtracks, boosting up. That's something they've ran. They've been practicing that sort of take, and it's working perfectly here. Remember, this was the sort of bonus round here. The full setup from Friberg will be the AWPs coming out, even the double orb setup, and Hamzy will be taken down there. Clean sweep of Team Poland. Remember, Friberg certainly has cash here. Game with $12,000, can drop a weapon if required. He'll purchase the AWP for himself, and the game really begins at this point. 3-2 in favor of Team Friberg. They'll go for a standard round here. Double orb set up, yep. So Soak will probably play towards Connector, I'd imagine.
He's not even playing Ivy though, Henry.
It's true. So we'll see. Does he just go...
Maybe as an inner spawn? We can't really see right now where that AWP is heading.
So Game's heading towards Connector,
Ivy.
and then, yeah, Soak, you're right, is going towards the Ivy area. So we'll see whether he can get anything done here. He'll have players heading towards his general direction.
This looks like it is just the default spread once more. Now, for those people playing at home, you want to do this strategy so you can collect information, make sure the cities can't push, and then you do a little Virtus Pro squeeze. Henry, I think that round that we highlighted just before...
Yes.
Was inspired by Virtus Pro, don't you think?
Well,
that was that classic squeeze.
It would make sense, wouldn't it?
Classic squeeze.
You get towards Ivy, you boost up, you're flashing through, you're trying to take attention away. The CTs will see that smoke down as a bit of a forceful. I think they've bought themselves some time there, but you boost over it, and you find the frag, and it all snowballs out of control. Looking at the map control right now for Team Poland, we have got 2 players towards main entrance, as you can see. That's going to be spotted by Game. He doesn't hit the shot, but he does know people are in this position. This is one of his favorite spots. He likes to use the ladder. He's got great movement, so keep an eye on that. Once more, we have got 2 smokes available for Team Poland, and we've got a couple of flashbangs as well, Molotovs. They have no real brown horse controls right now, so it does suggest they'll continue to focus towards outside, but they are repositioning at this point. Hamzy close towards the Pop Dog right now. Friberg feels like it could be an inside play as he joins Wolfie here. Both the rifles poised and ready towards the lower ramp and indeed upper. They have got, in terms of utility, Friberg, just a flashbang. Wolfie, same story. So they haven't got incendiaries to buy them a little bit more time. Final execution presumably coming in. The bomb is towards the lower ramp, but it's all a ruse. They will be going towards outside, and Hamzy's ready. And without time available, Hamzy's got to start hitting those shots. You can see he is still nervous. The Game will pick up the pieces here and nail 2 wonderful shots there. Game gets it done with the 3-piece at the end. 4 kills in total, Chad. He seems like he's here and he's ready to play with 14 kills and 2 deaths.
He's been a bit hit and miss throughout. You know, we've seen him have highlights, but now he's really turned up. We're in the grand final. He's not messing around anymore, and he wants to prove himself, and this Join the Republic Community Challenge is just the place to do it. He can manage frags like that time and time again. The Swedes and Team Friberg could be looking at a pretty cruisy first map. We have Liss yet to get a frag, unfortunately, and neither does Soak. Hopefully those lads can get on the board pretty damn quick. Game, once again, we're on board with him. It's a quick out play, and that's a nice shot there onto Izak to open things up. He continues where he left off from the last round, darting away back through Ivy, but now we're on board with Navrot.
Yes,
to get behind this smoke.
He's hungry, isn't he? He wants every single kill for himself. He does get tagged up, but 5 versus 4, Chad. Remember, it's going to be Liss who's only got the Khalil. They've got a significant lack of utility here. Navrot, he's got a smoke, but it looks like the frags will start to come in for Team Poland now. He will take down Hamzy. Oh, Game, he just doesn't want to miss today. Navrot and Soren, no AWP for them, I'm afraid. Even A grenade would be helpful at this point. They've got nothing to work with here, but they have got a minute on the clock. 4 versus 2. It's going to take something absolutely brilliant from Navrot here. We know he is one of the more powerful players of Team Poland. Seren, like we said, the AWPer, not as proficient with the rifles. We'll see if he can step out here today. Good movement to get towards the Ivy. Actually nails the first shot, but Soak will take him down, and the bomb is dropped. That means the CTs can fully focus towards the outside area. Navrot now has to wait, be patient, and see if any mistakes are made by Team Sweden. Wolfie, though. This is smart awareness from Wolfie, Chad. You have to say, the fact he knows the bomb's down, and Navrot will be trying to look for shots like this, he's not giving him what he wants. He's just allowing him to be controlled and say, you're going to plant the bomb before we both come towards you.
We have noted that Wolfie has fantastic decision-making abilities in this game. He watches the demos like we've noted and tries to mimic and play at the highest level wherever possible, which is, you know, not always going to get you the most frags, but it's notable for you and I especially.
So they're going to start pincering in about this point, about 10 seconds, so the bomb won't be planted, and Navrot's going to nail that shot. Oh, maybe not. It seemed like he had it lined up, he was ready to go, but Wolfie and Game doing it once more. Game with 2 frags, takes his total up to 16 now. Hamzy, 1 frag. You can see he is a little bit ruffled out there. He tries to get the 1 kill, but he's
as well,
they're struggling, but Friberg and Game are doing enough to keep them well in the lead here. There should be a full eco now. A great chance for those lesser players to really make a name for themselves.
Farm those frags.
Yeah, exactly. You just get the confidence kills, you normally call those. If you're having a rough game, 2 or 3 eco frags, you just think, okay, the reg is working. I can feel the bullets hitting. It's all coming together. It's all just be a ramp, Ivy push. So we'll have a chance now to get the frags we just mentioned. And Chad, that is what you want to see. An ace at this point really would pick him up and allow him to get into the game properly. He takes down 4. The bomb is down. List at this point might sound weird, but he just wants to deny the ace.
Get the ace, buddy. And that's going to be it from Soak. Stepping up when he needs to. The confident frags that Henry's talking about. That's some poise. That's some spam control. And a big round there from Soak. Even though it was an eco bash, it might have trickle-on effect. It might have a trickle-on effect as we go throughout the half, because Ivy is a position that I think the Poles could be looking to exploit.
Yeah, that's really good. Normally on the full eco, you still find a couple of kills. So Soak has denied them absolutely everything there. That's going to keep the morale up. And look at this weak buy, Chad. 5 AKs, 5 smokes, but that's it. No real flashbangs or anything to work with here. They might have to do something a lot faster this time as Seren gets Molotov out of position. Doesn't really take too much damage, though.
This was kind of a wonder right now. What's just happened is smokes have been thrown over the wall. Navrot was left with the bomb, and he's dropped on one side. Sorens had to go back to get it, so if they explosion play on the inside, that's just been completely stifled. He's had to run back and waste time here. Wolfie, he didn't see the player through the cusp of the smoke, but that'll be enough as the bullet whistles past, and as per usual, drops back, Molotov in hand, but this time, Friberg is there in wait. So we have 2 players now on that inner bomb site. This attack here is going to have a very difficult time with that lack of utility. They're not going to be able to displace either of these players.
I think Wolfie looks towards the upper ramp. Yes, indeed. It's a nice position with Friberg. He's got to trust his teammate here. They still have a little bit of utility. The incendiary has to be dropped at the perfect time here. It will be an inside play. We have got Navrot. He's doing the Pasha roll. This is a Virtus Pro strategy right here. Pasha goes towards Ivy. He tries to distract or get a backstab going on while his teammates do this, but Wolfie seems to be hitting every single shot. Same story for Friberg. The bomb goes down. So Navrot has to step up here. He'll come out towards Ivy, but Soak seems to be very aware of it. I'm watching Soak's screen at this point, and he'll be watching for it. Takes him down. That's wonderful. That is exactly what Pasha does for Virtus Pros. You can see Poland are trying to learn from their peers almost, but we'll see what happens there. As
maybe they're role models.
They're role models, yeah, that's probably a more appropriate word.
They're heroes.
Indeed.
Game going to take down Killcappy, leaving List all alone, struggling in the open, and Hamzy, he's going to get on the board, he's going to get the frag, and Adam Friberg, the leader of the Swedes, going to be happy with that one. Can hear the shouts crying from that side of the arena.
So going for the default was a bit of a blunder, as far as you pointed out. They tried to be a little bit too smart there. The idea, I think, yes, they wanted to do with 1 player towards Ivy and the smokes deployed, but obviously there's a bit of miscommunication. Who was throwing what, where the bomb was going. By the time the Ivy play actually came through, the smokes had dissipated. So there wasn't really anything too impressive there. For a team that's very drilled and practiced, allegedly, that wasn't too much to write home about.
Speaking of being drilled and getting pressured, Game's definitely doing a lot of that.
Oh yeah, 17 kills after 9 rounds.
This is going to be a set piece though, Henry, and we see a lot of utility on this pistol bite. How has a player already made it to cutout? What's going on here? Navrot, a lot of territory taken. Will drop to the Molotov. It's still an opening frag nonetheless, and it's going to add a bit of chaos in for the CTs as they scramble back and forth, trying to get the ground that they've lost under control. Hamzy's going to push up aggressively here, and he doesn't realize someone's already snuck past him. That's going to leave Game and Friberg in some interesting positions. Friberg knows, but Soren is going to step out with a huge deagle shot, and Isaac's going to get one of his own. This is a 3-on-2 for the tease from out of nowhere, and as I get too excited, Wolfie steps out, says, I'm not having any of that.
Yeah, he goes up towards heaven as well. I do like that play. He'll have a bird's eye view of the entire bomb side at this point. Spots one player towards E-box, but doesn't know there's one beneath him. He might not do because they got to fall back with the bomb. A player has made it through connector. That's Liss. He can now cover that area while Isaac gets the bomb down. Presumably they have no idea that Liss is here. He's managed to find an AK-47. Bomb will be planted. This is a Team Poland round. I'm calling it right now. It's done. No way they can win this. The AWP on the
Liss has done fantastically well here, but he needs to back himself in. He needs to realize that he has made the right play. He's absolutely juked these guys, but rotating both through city spawn means...
There's no way Team Friberg can win this. If they play this correctly, Isaac and co have absolutely owned it.
This is the problem. Isaac's moved up very close to Liss here, and he's going to have to hit some big shots as they're not looking at him. He's going to get one, but one will slip past the ranks. And Game now heading over towards the bomb, heading over towards the bomb train. Still has a smoke in hand. He's going to lob that on. Well, flashing, he's going to sit this defuse, but Awayas through the smoke. What a fantastic round by him, Henry. Huge decision-making. Allows Isaac free passage into the bomb site, the confidence to get it down, the confidence and ability to push up, and from there, that round fell apart for the Swedes. Adam is not going to be happy with his team. He's not going to be happy with that round whatsoever.
No, needs to wake up there. That was a P250 eco. They give it away, and it got a little bit confusing though. We saw a player towards Hell very early on. Soak didn't seem to be aware that was possible. Maybe the communication's off a little bit there. You don't just have to say in Counter-Strike where you do see people. You got to say what you don't see at the same time as well. So anything that could have happened, you need to relay that information to your teammates. If for a second, maybe 5-6 seconds, you didn't watch main entrance, there's a chance it could have got to all off. Then towards Hell, you need to relay that information and make sure every possibility is covered. Either way, though, round number 11, and we will have the double orb set up here, and it's going to be Game delivering pain as he takes down Isaac. There will be Navrot to come back and take down the in-game leader in the form of Friberg there. The Game looks like he might have another player served up on a plate there, but doesn't nail the shot. Looking to take him down here, but not going to be able to find the target, I'm afraid, this time. Soak, he will go down, but Hamzy now starting to do some good work here. Game with the USP, didn't upgrade his pistol whatsoever. This looks like another round for Team Poland, unless they give Game an opportunity here. You can see underneath the hitch of the train, you watch for anyone planting there, but Soren, he'll be going around the corner, spots one, can't quite hit the shot. That was a very difficult one, could just see the head there. Bomb should be going down. This looks like another Team Poland round all day long.
The issue here is no utility, and if they get caught sleeping, get caught in the wrong positions, things could fall apart very quickly. However, Game is in an awkward position. When he pushes out, he has to worry about so many different angles here. He's going to have to hit a crazy flick or some kind of sixth sense, but it's not to be as Navrot. He's just going to pick out wisely, find the kill, and now Hamzy is left all alone.
The good news is, for Team Poland at least, they're going to put Sweden on a full eco now. They've got no money whatsoever. They're all on $0. They're going to have 1,400 into, oh no, 1,900, I beg your pardon, into the next round. So they're going to have a very weak buy indeed. If they save the M4, they might just force around it because the money's going to be so low regardless. They might as well go for it. The Deagles, the M4, Hamzy's got an incendiary, he's got a diffuse kit as well. I'd say you almost certainly force around this. If you don't, you can buy up next round. It won't be the best, but I would say they'd probably take the risk here. They know they're better players pound for pound, so we'll see if they at least bring out some Deagles and body armor here.
Question is, does Hamzy drop that over? Does he give it to one of his bigger fraggers, or are they going to let him hold on to it and see what he can do?
Right?
He
well,
should.
I guess the fact he has the armor, maybe he's thinking like,
yeah,
technically I should just be...
Just get him to hold on to it, yeah. But they're going to take the eco behind that. No one's going to invest in anything else. Playing a conservative version of Counter-Strike. We just have a couple of P250s, I believe. Nothing too exciting, nothing too exuberant. As pace slows, it looks like the T's are going for very heavy presence in the white and brown halls. This pop flash from Isaac's going to come through. They're going to take control. They're just going to work towards that site. We do have 4 CTs on the outer yard, so that's just Wolfie at low ramp spotting for information. At this point, the call will come in, but the rotation is too far away, and they're going to pounce Henry. They're going to be in the bomb site on his tail, and the Wolf will cry to the moon as he goes down. Mr. Friberg on the flank. Not going to get anything done besides a little bit of damage, but Navrot, too aware, too wise, will swing around and take him out of the picture before he has a chance to get involved in the round. Cappy with one of his own, and now they should really just be hoping that Hamzy can take that M4, that utility he has left, and that diffuse kit.
Yeah, do not throw that incendiary. They cost a lot of money.
Game, if he gets lucky, someone will push him and he'll find a frag and hopefully be able to take an AK-47. Or maybe not, but I don't think Soren is that greedy. into the next. At this point, we are going to have the money situation, and we've spoken about it time and time again. I could be expecting the double eco, like you talked about. Whether or not they want to opt to do that remains to be seen. Okay, so let's have a look. 4.3 on Game, 4.3 on Soak, 4.1 on Friberg, 4.1 on Wolfie, and Hamzy had 6k. So he's going to drop the AWP over to Game. That means they're going to be able to get that one up. We can now have him back on his primary weapon, see if he can have any more multi-kills out in that yard as he patrols from train to train. The sniper in the back lines.
Well, Game has to step up again. As we go to round number 13, the business end of the first half here. It is a city-sided map. Isaac and Co doing a very good job at least getting into this one. 5 rounds is actually a pretty okay half. It's not amazing, but it will do. So anything at this point will be a bonus. Remember, they did win the pistol. It was Team Sweden that came back in the second round, force by. AWP in the hands of Sereni. We'll check in over his score. 4 and 9, Chad. Doesn't seem like he's having one of those lights-out performances today. It is Killcappy, and indeed Norvrot is going to be finding the Navrot.
Navrot. Because the W is a V.
I really struggle with it.
It's the same in German.
Yes. Game's not struggling, is he? Same story for Friberg. They find a couple of kills in return. It's up to Killcappy now and Seren. We just called him out for not having a great performance so far. Can he start hitting some AWP shots? Doesn't look like he might not even have a chance there. There it is. He finally gets one on the board. Now he's got to win a 3 versus 1. He does have the bomb in front of him, but so many players around. It will be Friberg to get the killing blow there. 2 kills for him in total. They recover both AWPs, 8 to 5.
This is where the danger zone really appears for the Swedes. If they lose this round, it's probably going to be a an 8-7 half, because the economy is going to be absolutely in the bin. Bin juice, as we like to call it over here on the casting corner. And they're going to really struggle to get out of this position. But they have the double ops situation going on. Soak's picked it up again. Doesn't want to be harassed at Ivy, and Game doing what he does best. We get another full gun round here for the Poles. See if they have a plan or anything better than just a default. At this point, it looks like that spread is happening once more. Sound like a broken record at this point.
But a nice one, a good song.
Yeah, maybe like some Elvis. What's your favorite Elvis song?
I like Viva Las Vegas or Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah, Jailhouse Rock's a good one.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the slow ones. I like the fast-paced kind of rockabilly tunes he does.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
No, they're my favourites. I could sing a lot of Elvis if you like. Maybe we do it tonight after this.
Do you want to do karaoke?
Friberg would like to.
If Friberg wins, he's going to take us out to karaoke.
That's what he said. Yeah. If anyone's not aware, Friberg is an ex-professional karaoke singer. Almost represented Sweden in the national championships. Didn't come through in the end, but he did have the invite. So maybe we can record some footage tonight.
Did he also try out for Eurovision?
They wouldn't let him do it because he's a professional CS player as well. You have to be a professional singer to enter Eurovision.
Oh, you can't have multiple jobs.
Yeah, so he has to be a full-time job. So they wouldn't let him go. But I think he definitely would have a fighting chance to qualify for Team Sweden and maybe replicate the success of ABBA.
Well, they really need a new hero, don't they, Sweden?
Yeah.
And if I wanted anyone to be my hero, it'd probably be Mr. King of Banana himself.
Whoa!
Sorry,
Seren, he does manage to peek towards the Ivy area. Hamzy, though, starting to find some frags against the double, Chad. That's what we wanted to see from this young man. We know he is capable of finding frags if you give him the opportunity. Game, on the other hand, though, can't do anything about that. Team Poland now 3 versus 1. It's round number 14, trying to ruin the money for Team Sweden going into the last round. Doesn't look like Wolfie can do anything about it. He gets 1, but a good refrag there from Seren. He gets 3 in total. Just to be called about, Chad, he starts to wake up. That's what we want to see. I'm happy to be wrong when he hits shots like that.
Look, I think he is actually potentially a budding star within that Polish scene. I like the vigor that the kid's got.
Nice chap as well, he was speaking to us earlier.
Yeah, well,
a bit of a cheeky chap.
Yeah, he did have a bit of a lip on him.
Yeah, he's giving you a... Wasn't respecting his elders, was he?
No, he wasn't, not at all. Man, I'm growing this beard for respect, and that's the only reason he couldn't even respect that. But that's going to be a really deep smoke coming out there from Navrot. He's going to throw it for Molotov as well, and hopefully that allows his players to push out a pop dog. But Friberg's there with the 5-7. He's going to take one, quickly trade it out, and Soren is going to mitigate any other issues. On the top of the train, overseeing, making sure everything goes off without a hitch. Navrot once more. He's a fantastic on the entry frags thus far, Henry. He's putting in a lot of work, opening up the outer yard, and there he is. Soren with 2 more to finish off.
God damn.
Closed it out. Fast, sharp, quick, swift. Beautifully. So, 8-7 in the end. And I just want to say something, Henry, and I think you think the same as me.
Go on.
If the Swedes lose map number 1,
it's over.
It's all over Red Rover. I don't think they have the same level of mental fortitude that the Poles have. We've seen them come back from a 13-5 deficit. The Swedes, however, they look like a team that would crumble. Wolfie is a tilter. Hamzy, we know he has the nerves. Soak, very, very young. Friberg likes to punch monitors.
Well, we're going to have to be real for a second. Soak, remember, he got that 5-man spray down. He finishes the half on 7 frags. So
Precisely.
It's not like he's having the performance of a lifetime. So we'll have a look at the other scoreboard. To be fair, List 4 for 11. Isaac, he already has had a rough tournament, isn't he?
He's just the mentor.
3 for 11.
Right? Isaac never came into this. When we started off this tournament, Henry, he said, and I quote, I'm not quoting, I'm just going to say basically what he said. Yeah, basically Isaac said, look, I'm just picking kids and I'm going to be the support player and I'm going to let them control the team. This is their opportunity. Sure. I am just here to give them the chance.
But he is the people's champ.
He is the people's champ.
You wanted to see him do well. You wanted to see a lot of the scoreboard.
If you had to compare Isaac to a WWE wrestler, who would you pick?
I think I would go for Kurt Angle.
Okay.
So like represents his country like Kurt Angle does.
Yeah.
Champion.
Yeah.
Got loads of fans.
Yeah.
But he's got a bit of an evil side to him.
What about Friberg?
Friberg would be, I think, Chris Jericho. Those lovely long locks and get you in a nice grapple.
And you're Steve Austin?
I would be the Undertaker.
Okay.
Of course, I'm the evil one.
Okay.
But it's going to be Seren opening things up. He takes down Hamzy, of course, and Seren will go down eventually. Friberg not messing around here, but you got to check your corners, Stoke, I'm afraid. That's a very common angle, and that's where List will be residing. He won't go down just yet, but Navrol certainly will. Wolfie now doing a great job. Friberg not missing a beat with that Glock, and it will be a Swedish victory here in the second half. Pistol, I say that with bated breath, but there it is. It finally comes through. Friberg, bit of a beast with that Glock, it seems, Chad. 9-7. Remember, they did not win the first half pistol. They won the second round force by in the first half. So Seren, there he is on the screen.
Sometimes that's even better, Henry.
Sometimes it is, especially if you're on the, I guess if you're on the T side, he loses a pistol and he wins the second round force buy. It sends the CTs money because they're going to be force buying and they set themselves up for a really bad half.
You do that thing that I like to talk about on the analyst desk where you basically delay the economy kicking off, right?
Exactly.
Because if you keep them in that force buy cycle, you're going to get yourself up to, potentially a 5 or 6 round.
Yeah, and especially against a very strategic team, you limit what they have. They don't have their AWP, they don't have their incendiaries.
Precisely.
You know they have weaknesses on the map, then that's when you can really capitalize.
This is the layers in Counter-Strike, Henry. I don't think people realize how deep the rabbit hole really goes.
Absolutely, so many things as an in-game leader. Like, I guess that's why a lot of people suggest that fragging while trying to be the strategist as well is
the brains of the operation.
Yeah, exactly, can be difficult. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I know it can limit some people, but I believe you're either cut out for it or you're not. Either way, it will be Navrol going down there. A simple round here for Sweden. It was the force buy. Probably would have saved armor and deagles at this point. They do manage to get 1 kill at least. I'd be thinking about saving the armor, but List does manage to get another one. Maybe I'm wrong.
A couple of spicy deagle shots there from the back lines as he's trying to retake this in a bomb site. Has a mountain to climb though. 3 players still alive and Isaac in tow with that CZ75. He's going to go down to Soak. Any frags he can find once, like we mentioned, are good for the confidence. Good for the Swedes going forward. He's going to find another one there, popping up on the train. Peekaboo, how are you? LYS goes down. List, sorry. We'll get the names right eventually. Now, should be a full eco coming out from the polls. They just forced it into that one. And
so, Chad, this is a chance for you to ask one of your legendary questions.
Okay, well, I've been testing out questions on the internet, Henry. Okay. I've been throwing a lot out there. One of the most recent ones that was thrown my way was favorite type of cheese.
I love halloumi. Do you believe it? Have you tried that before?
Yes, I do know halloumi.
Lovely
Can you
grilled
get fried halloumi?
Yeah, that's the only way to have it. You fry the halloumi.
Yep.
Get a nice dry frying pan, no oil required.
Okay.
Sliced halloumi, lay it out flat. 5 minutes either side. No, 2.5 minutes either side. 5 minutes total, and it is absolutely delicious. Eat it while it's hot. It's like manna from heaven.
Did you have tapas when we were in Udensa with us?
No, I don't think I did.
The parmesan that they had there was out of this bloody world, mate. But I'm also a big fan of like a camembert or a brie. I do like a soft cheese.
I like cheddar. English.
Cheddar?
Yeah.
Okay, you like it pretty standard.
Well, this is actually getting a little bit interesting as we talk over the round. It's going to be KillCappy bringing into a 2 versus 2. Could the full eco be working out for Team Sweden, Chad? I can't believe it will. It does significant damage. There is a chance, but it looks like Sweden should be fine here. Game is sweating bullets, it
I'm
seems.
saying no, Henry. I'm just saying no.
They haven't got a kip, just a note there, but they are causing damage to the financial situation of Team Sweden. That's a guaranteed kill for Mr. Game. And it will be a save for KillCappy. That's not a bad round at all. 3 kills, saving an AK-47 champ for the first gun round. They're actually going to be pretty healthy. That actually helps balance the books a little bit from that force buy.
Yep.
One player now can drop that AK, have full utility, or even drop an AWP. So they're actually going to be looking pretty decent there. But Friberg even more so, 11-7. He will have control, but remember, he won't have a bonus round this time. There'll be a full gun round as we go into round number 19. Orp will come out for Game. Checking his frag total. He's only got 25 frags.
Yeah, not a lot in this half thus far. He did a lot of his work in the first half, but this is the chance right here for things to be opened up. He can be the spearhead of this T-side offense. Let's see if they have anything in mind. I would just be expecting that default spread. Got a bit of flair. He's going to throw a smoke. Actually going to head straight towards the inner bomb site. They're just throwing those outside flashes and smokes as a fake, and Friberg's going to sell it single-handedly. See if he can get anything done here, but the action is going to be happening towards inside. Navrot doing the jiggle peek at the lower ramp. He's about to have contact. Spots, throws the smoke. No Molotov here means he can't delay with fire, but the grey screen, it's enough. He's going to grab one kill there onto Soak. The bomb will drop, but two players are about to rain out of the tire ramp, dropping into the B bomb site.
Yes, this is very common. On the first gun round, when you know the CTs might be a little bit weaker, you don't want to be running a default. You want to have coordinated 5 players going into a single area, and Hamzy showing us that AK-47 can be fierce at times. As he gets the bomb down, eventually he will drop. That's going to be Soren taking care of him. It's now a 3 versus 1, but it's game. It's the first shot, Chad. This could be something quite special here. He's been tagged up, and he can't hit the shot. Izak misses that. It's game over, perhaps.
Between Game and Hamzy, there were those 2 fantastic shots as he entered that bomb site. That one could have gone either way, but the Poles will survive with Liss and Izak. They've managed to find themselves an AK-47 and an AWP, and that AWP's going to be dropped over to Soren, so he's got his favourite weapon back in hand very early here.
Remember, there are only 2 players surviving there for the Swedes, for the Polish players.
That's the problem, so I think someone's got to...
This is a must-win round, right? Someone has to step up here. The AWP is out, but it's a pretty decent buy. They've got a couple, or just 1 AK, I beg your pardon, 1 AWP, and we'll see whether they can convert this one. Lose this round at 12-8 and maybe a double eco. That could be GG. We'll see whether they can hold on.
Like you mentioned, this is a very important round. This could have flow-on effects from the rest of the half. Friberg's found himself with a Galil in hand here. I'm surprised he didn't ask one of the other players to drop him an AK-47. Let's see what he can get done with that. The default spread out once again. Just like you always put butter on your toast, I hope, Henry, before you put the Marmite on.
Oh, of course. I was surprised you said Marmite.
Well, I know you don't eat Vegemite.
I still like both. I think they're both fine.
Okay, well, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
They're the same thing.
Exactly. I don't have a bias to the brand. Either way, Soak, he will find the first frag, but Izak coming back in. Izak's starting to step up now. There it is. So Rennie managing to step up there with the AWP blind, of course, and he should hit this shot as... Oh, he spotted him. He didn't pull the trigger.
I think the flames...
The incandescence of the flames.
They're going to make it through the back alley here. They want to go for an inside split. Wolfie leading the charge.
They know,
you
though.
hear Navrot jumping up. That's potentially the thorn in the side of the Swedes. Gonna step out. Gonna spam and miss quite a few bullets, but will eventually find the kill. And now he knows what's up. Soak! Get one of his own here, but in the meantime, Cappy's going to have dropped that bomb. Soren's going to rotate in. Henry...
Got a game on our hands.
I don't like what I'm seeing here from the Swedes. There was missed smokes, missed Molotovs, there was confusion.
They don't have
flustered.
coordination. That's their whole thing.
They rely on a player to step up individually, to get into the thick of it, to get out there, to find those opening kills, and then from there, that's where they really...
So, let's say you're the coach of this team, Chad. You're behind them right now. You know what you've got to work with. You only have what they have right now. What are you calling? What's the play? Are you keeping it very simple and rushing, or are you just going to try and do defaults? What's going to be the play?
Well, with the economic situation right now and the fact that it's so...
I would say next round, when you've got a full buy available.
So, no, well, yeah, that's what I mean. So Soak's going to be able to drop an AWP for game. I think probably the focal point would be sending 2 players with game to go for an AWP pick somewhere, maybe try and isolate the Ivy player. We know that Navrot is doing the jiggle pick at low ramp. That's another one they could go for quite quickly. And then have a lurk play in, right? So maybe, you know, Friberg's going to have to suck it up. He's going to have to play with game to get the picks, and then bring a player like Hamzy with you as well, just to be that third man.
They're very individualistic right now. I mean, they're actually focusing on the choke points one-on-one. So Friberg will go main entrance, just run out with the AK-47. He's hoping that he can just bully his opponents because he's a professional player. They won't be able to handle his aim, but this is the grand final. This is the other strongest team in the tournament, and they're not going to just roll over like the other teams did. The game, though, does give himself an opportunity with the AWP, but ultimately can't win the round. It's going to be Team Izak now, winning 3 rounds in a row. Round number 22 now. We're getting deep into this game. We've had many overtimes here. The ROG Join the Republic Community Challenge. This is our grand final on Super Sunday. And Team Friberg currently in the lead, but maybe not for long.
They did drop that AWP over Henry.
Yep.
They were able to get it in his hands. So he's going to go for a mid pick here. just nothing too aggressive. He just wants to look for that hitch kill, and that's one that, you know, if you hang around for too long, a player can jump up on the train and catch you with your pants down, so you need to know about the timings. But they're going to come out Pop Dog quite quickly here. Wolfie and Soak finding 2 big entries, taking down Cappy and Isaac. That's opened this bomb site up for business, and the back lines, LYS spamming like a madman, going to get taken out by Hamzy, and this just leaves Navrod and Soren with it all to do. This is just where you want to kill for the economy's sake. That is fantastic. That is going to spread. You are going to burn, my friend. Get out of dodge. He's going to get away on 23 HP. I don't think he
I'm not sure why he thought that wouldn't reach him. He looked like, well, I'll just wait for a bit.
This might not land on my toes.
But I guess maybe he was assuming that they'd be watching it for a few seconds, and then he can get out, they turn around.
He's pinned in though, isn't he?
Yes. He's going to sit in the windows there.
So, interesting angle. I don't think Game will be looking at that if he decides to traverse up the stairs.
No reason to go for that pick there, right? He loses the AWP and potentially finds an M4.
Oh, Friberg was so close to sniffing him out. He still might get the chance. Oh, hello. Pop goes the wiggle, flash comes through the window. Navrot is going to get taken out.
Good shot, by the way. Good coordination there. Game doesn't take the risk of taking the frag by himself. Gets the flashbang in, sets Friberg up, takes the aggro away, and it works out very nicely. There we go, round number 23. It's 12-10.
2 AWPs coming out right now on the side of the poles. They've got one in Navrot's hand, one in Soren's hand, and the rest of the players have all just got a couple of pistols between them.
They must be all in.
This is a magical round, Henry. Things can happen when we see these kind of buys.
This could be the beginning of the end, though. Not only have second stage loss bonus to lose this, they have to win this one. It'll be 13-10 on a double eco.
This is scary, though, Henry. They've come out Pop Dog once more. It's a fake, however. Wolfie's the lone wolf in the yard by himself.
We haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
That's good.
They're going to be hitting the inner bomb site. Cappy throws a smoke at the lamp. He only has a CZ, but so completely blinded up. He's going to push. He's going to find the frag. Friberg with the instant trade, and now the rotation comes in.
That's the AWP going down as well. Navrot's AWP won't last for long, but Serenity is a bit longer. Isaac sneaks in the backtracks there with the CZ in hand. Remember, they have got kits available to them. How has Isaac got that kill? Hamzy, you've got to hit those. As Wolfie comes in, it's now a 2 versus 1 situation. He does manage to take down the diffuser. He has got a Molotov, Chad. There'll be no smoke.
Perfectly placed, Henry.
But it's too early, I would say. Oh,
chunking away a little bit of damage there on List, but you are right, it is too early. But he's giving himself a chance now. The clock, the lack of decisiveness from the CTs could be a blunder, but Soren's going to step out. He's going to make the frag. He picked the right hole, Henry. You've got the high ramp, you've got the low ramp. It's a gamble. It's a 50-50. He's able to choose the right path.
Isaac getting stuck in. This is Hamzy.
That's a huge kill there. That is a huge kill.
Hamzy can't miss that though, Chad, can he? Not in the grand final.
No.
That's too easy.
But that's okay, Henry.
That's too easy to miss.
We have 20 kills on Cappy, we got 20 kills on Soren, and Navrot with 17. Isaac and List, they're struggling a little bit, but they are finding pivotal frags, just like we saw from Isaac there. This is a do-or-die round for both teams, as we've had very close situations unfolding. Isaac's going to push up into Pop Dog with that swag 7. I want him to take a bite of that cherry. Henry Adam goes super aggressive, and he's heard me. He's channeling his inner fur. He's made it all the way up. He's going to get the backline to take down Friberg.
Gives him both barrels down the throat there.
He put that in his groin, mate.
Yeah.
If you want to use that one later, I'll be taking it away.
That's the really audacious move to make with the Mag 7 as well. He upgrades to an AK-47 now, takes down one of the key scalps of Team Sweden, the former Friberg. So it's round number 24, and it's a 5-on-4 for Isaac and co. I'm really enjoying that brave play from Isaac there. You never know what's going to be on the other side. You can't throw any flashbangs, just hope for the best. And it works out for him, you know. Round number 24, and we'll see if Friberg can bounce back. We've got 3 smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs, HEs, everything really. Isaac fighting back here. They're a resilient team. They never seem to give up, Chad. This team Poland, they always have
it's in their blood,
something up their sleeve. Yep. 2 AWPs, 3 pistols, they managed to win the round.
Do you think Virtus Pro ever gave up? You think that when they were down and out after winning DreamHack Las Vegas and from there their year spiraled away, you think they ever gave up, Henry?
Well, we'll find out the major.
Yeah, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. Let's stay in the game, in the server, where we are. I don't know what can happen here as Game is not really getting a lot done on the T side with the AWP, but as he fakes the yard, the attack comes in the inner bomb site. Navrod's going to find one, Soren's going to find another with the AWP, and this round looks like it's all done and dusted. Put a bow on it. The poles are going to tie it up, 12 pieces each. And Game should hold on to that AWP. We have 10 seconds left on the clock. Nothing he can do, nothing he can get done, and it feels pretty hopeless at this point, because the only time that they've had any success is when they've popped out as a unit. They're unable to find that opening frag. They need to put Game in a different position with the AWP. I don't think Team Mid is the best place.
He needs to be more dynamic, right? He needs to be like, let's just go down lower ramp. You want Hamzy, you jump down lower ramp for me. I'll just jump behind you and see if I can get a pick and see if we can trade here. Because right now the defaults aren't working. They haven't got any strategies to fall back on. Train is not one of the maps where everyone knows the smokes, right? Every team has different variations of the smokes they throw. Unless you've gone over it, it can be quite difficult to get it all coming together quite nicely. So Game does save the AWP. The money just isn't there to force around this one. So it'll be an extremely difficult round. Game does indeed go towards that lower ramp, but he fires off the shot very closely towards Navrod there. Not going to be doing any damage though, of course. And now they know he's got the AWP. They'll probably calm down somewhat. This is the round where Isaac will take the lead. For, I believe, since the first time since the pistol in the first half. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Well, I know they have the AWP, Henry, and anything's possible in a game like CSGO, but I might have another topic for you.
Okay, go on. Oh, that's the AWP gone.
Okay, well, that's even more perfect.
Go for it.
So, other than Counter-Strike,
yes,
what's been the favorite computer game you've ever played?
Favorite computer game? It would be something like Quake 3 or Unreal Tournament. I was a big, massive player of those.
Yep.
I guess I've always preferred PC games. I had all the consoles as well, but like it was just trash. I didn't have the internet. I just wasn't ready for it. And as soon as I could play Counter-Strike, there was an internet cafe that opened in the town where I live. We didn't have the internet, so I was like 15, 16.
Yep.
So I used to go there every week and play CS for like 8 hours a day with my dad. So that's pretty much what I used to do.
Yeah.
Like, and we used to play, when we got the internet, we used to play Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament pretty much every day.
Sweet.
So then we got CS properly, broadband. And the rest, as they say, Chad, is history, because somehow I've ended up talking about it for a living.
We get a pretty good job, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of people who have a tough job ahead of them, it's the Swedes. They don't have a fantastic buy. We've got Game, the man who's been getting it done with the AWP, only with a deagle in hand. Looks like they're going for an inside attack. 4 players already positioned on the brown wall stairs, ready and raring to go, ready to take this fight to Navrot, who is ready and waiting on his own. And the rotation is going to be coming back in from Friberg, who was just doing a little bit of posturing over towards Ivy, hoping to keep some people honest, keep some players in their positions. And if they take too much longer, the inside rotation will happen. Indecisiveness, it's not fantastic. You want to be decisive in life?
Or assertive.
Yeah. And curious. I think, you know, Henry, life is a verb. And the Molotov's going to come in. He's going to stop that attack. He's going to step out. And Hamzy, that's a big kill. We've been asking him to step up, and he's come to the aid of the Swedes here with a big kill. But yes, Mr. List, going to step out, trade it up again.
Another one for him. Really is coming to life now, as his team really does need him right now. It is a gun round for Team Sweden. The bomb has been planted. List 1 HP, spams wildly through the smoke, gets nothing for it. Friberg doesn't even care about him. He's going to be watching towards that upper ramp, and List really getting it done there with the 1 HP. How has he managed to find that kill? All of a sudden makes this possible for Team Poland. Wolfie now looking towards the upper ramp, doesn't know where to look. He's letting his teammates down here as List finds his second kill with 1 HP. But Wolfie, lovely control of the AK-47 there. But this Molotov could be everything. But fortunately, Hamzy goes towards the lower ramp. You've got to chase him now. Get in there. Get stuck in. Well done, Hamzy. Excellent work. You've had a quiet game so far, but it doesn't matter. That is what it's all about there. Right at the end of the map, he steps up there with a massive clutch. 2 opening kills on the inside bomb site. It was actually List with 1 HP, Chad. Someone got 3 kills with that amount of HP, and Hamzy shuts him down. Great work.
These teams are fighting. We're tied up here at 13 rounds each. The fact of the matter is, Henry, if you thought this was going to be a quick one, if you didn't prep your snacks for the night, you're going to have to get up and go to the kitchen, because I think we're in for a long one. This could even be a game that ends in overtime.
They always seem to, yeah? But remember, Team Friberg win the round, but only 1 player survives. Their money is weak, and Poland's is not. Isaac with 2 frags coming in, and Killcappy looking to shut everything down. It looks like it's quite the clean sweep there from Team Poland. 14 to 13 now, money in the proverbial bin. They're going to have to go for the force by here, Chad, surely.
Take a pause. Talk this one out. We don't need to rush into this. Here it is. Friberg, he's heard me. He's channeled the pause. He's hit the exclamation mark timeout. He's got 30 seconds right now to work out the cash situation, to work out how they want to approach this. Do you give away match point? Do you give them the 15 rounds, or do you take the fight to them? Do you go head-to-head with the Poles, who are looking formidable right now?
Oh, what would you be doing at this stage?
I think the force buy has to happen, Henry, because you're still in a chance right now to break that money, to break that economy of the Polish side. The problem is they go to strap busting out of smokes. It's not working. They can't get those entry frags. Isaac, we've criticized him, but he just stepped up with 2 huge frags, stopping the Swedes in their tracks.
Absolutely. Well, this is it. Do or die time, fight or flight. Round number 28. And it looks like Friberg's taking the full eco, Chad. He's going to allow Team Isaac to get to number 15. That's map point. Remember, this is the best of 3, the grand final here. The ROG, Join the Republic Community Challenge. These are not pro players. We have 2 captains that have picked up a group of young amateurs hungry to prove themselves on the world stage. They have done so far, but can they close it out? As Team Poland looking to do so. Good frags coming in from Isaac. He said he's stepping up and delivers in this round at least. 3 kills coming in. Game will get 1 in return, and that might be it. Friberg goes down, map point achieved, and now the pressure firmly placed towards Friberg. They will have weapons here, no bomb plant. That would have been great if they could get the plant in there. Here's the replay of Isaac finding everything. The bomb's down, he gets 3 kills, dinks another, and the buy comes through.
This
for
is so
AK-47s and a UMP,
Henry.
almost no utility.
So much pressure here. They haven't even had a go-to strat on this T-half. I don't know what they're going to be able to pull out of the bag of magic tricks that Friberg's stolen from NIP, but it better be something bloody special here, because it's looking uninspired right now from the Swedes, and their only point of attack appears to be this inner sight. And Navrot, he's changed it up. He's got the AWP, and he's going to find a fantastic opening kill onto Wolfie there. Isaac chiming in with 2 of his own. Game and Friberg, the 2 stars, dropping to their death as the Poles look to put the first map in the bag.
Oh, it looks like that could be all she wrote for this one, Navrot. With the final kill, it will be 16-13, and Team Poland resilient as ever. It was looking bleak at the start. They lost to some ecos, they lost the lead. They had an okay first half, but they really came to life in the second. Going down 0-3, Isaac stepped up. He showed us what he can do here. Soren started to find some form in the AWP, and round by round, they whittled down the Team Sweden side. It's that last round where they got the full reset with the outside push. That's what did it for me. As soon as Friberg had to take the pause and decide to go full eco, he knew it was going to be a bad situation. Whatever he chose there, it was either force buy with pistols or take a full eco. Neither was a very tantalizing option, and he had to make one of them. Went for the full eco, allowed them to get to map point there. Didn't work out for him, and it will be map number 1. That's actually Sweden's pick shack going in favor of Team Poland.
Look, if we reflect back to that first half, the Swedes are going to be disappointed the fact that they could only